Hello, everybody. Catchy1383 with Catchy Gaming. On the sixth day of Christmas, Epic Store gave to me Wolfenstein New Order. I don't know. I felt like I needed to spice up my videos with a bit of holidayness, and it seemed kind of obvious considering the daily nature of Epic Store giving out free games. I might try that for the rest of them. So, Wolfenstein New Order is an alternate history first person shooter that takes elements of previous Wolfenstein games and puts it into the first person modern first person shooters. They've had series of them. I think the last one was actually more supernatural. This one's more technological. So to avoid making Twitch mad, I had to record alternate footage than the very explosive and very fast-paced beginning. So this is definitely by far the more high production game that they've had from all the other games that they've put out there, and probably the one with the most content. And they have put it out before, but I haven't covered it in my series because I wasn't doing it yet when they put it out. So visually, it's on par with games from the last generation, the PS4, along with the Xbox X. Sorry, Xbox One, not Xbox X. So visually, it is a pretty good game with a lot of details. And unfortunately, you can't see the castle, which I found actually really neat. They had a very rustic look for it. Or I should say wall, not so much castle, but it looked like a castle. So you play William Blagojevich. He is a pilot slash soldier in the U.S. Army Ranger Corps. And you start off the game doing a beach landing, trying to invade Europe to fight off the Nazis, only to end up crash landing on the beach and finding out that they are well outgunned and well outmatched due to the technologically advanced Nazis, eventually resulting in you having to make a kind of horrible decision, which I don't know what it will affect in later parts of the game, but I suspect it will. And then William being put into a coma as he escapes being hit by some shrapnel in the back of the head. So there is a bit of a learning curve to it. There are some parts that I just breezed through easily. Other parts that I failed miserably at because I wasn't looking at the prompts in the upper right hand corner. But I will admit, out of all the games that I played so far, this one was the most entertaining. Like I said, it has pretty good visuals, on top of really good sound design for its guns. I honestly can't recall the music because I was pretty much focusing on the combat, which I found fun for the most part. I ran into a snare in the asylum where I didn't quite have enough bullets, and I either kept running out and just dying over and over again in one spot, but I figured it out. So the movement is pretty fluid for the most part. Actually a little too fluid. I had to turn down my sensitivity on my mouse in order to keep it from going all over the place. It does use a similar mechanic to even the first Wolfenstein, with health packs and armor that you can grab and keep your health up or keep your armor up in order to reduce the amount of damage you take. It also has stealth mechanics, which you just saw me fail miserably at, trying to use a knife to throw it at a guy, and I completely and totally underthrew it. And I think part of the reason why I was having such a weird time with this game is that I've been playing High on Life, and I'm also used to a lot of other games, like with, say, Halo, having a radar telling you the position of enemies, or relative position, and this game doesn't have that, and I kept failing to take that into consideration, which is part of the reason why I probably had such a hard time. I also found it a little weird. The only negative I had was I couldn't really tell what direction I was being shot from, even with hit detection, because the whole entire screen just turns red. and it's hard to distinguish one side from the other when you're getting shot. Now, usually I actually have a surround sound headset, and I don't know if this game supports it, which may have helped because I do rely on the direction of the sound to also help me know what direction I'm going to point in, either take cover from or shoot at. And this one didn't have it, so the sound was just coming in both ears, so really couldn't tell that either. Like I said, I'm probably spoiled by more modern games. And I failed to take into account the nature of older games when it comes to playing them. Now, I will admit the story is a bit intriguing, a little flawed though, since it's supposed to take 14 years after he was put into basically a catatonic state, which would make him really, really old. But he aged pretty well, that's for sure. And he's on a quest to rescue or find resistance members. I mean, it's been 14 years. I don't know how long a resistance would have been able to go on, especially when they're technologically stomped into the ground and can't even begin to compete on such a level, but okay. So there's also plenty of other gore effects to the game, including people losing their head and basically becoming blood fountains out of the top of their stump of a neck, along with blood splatter everywhere. So if you're a little on the squeamish side, there's blood in the game. And you also get to see a grandma with a shotgun. So for this day, I would say definitely get this game. It's good until 10 a.m. tomorrow Central Time. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching and have a good one.